Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Inside the Birds TV with Geoff Mosher and Adam Caplan. This one is sponsored by our good friends at Sky Motor Cars. And thanks to our buddy Brett Shoulder at Sky Motor Cars, we've got a great arrangement here. We're able to bring you in this episode slot corner for the Philadelphia Eagles, Avonte Maddox. Having a great year. Avonte, really appreciate you joining us. How's it going, man?
I appreciate you guys for having me, and it's going well. I mean, a little roughed up from last week, but I'm getting better.
Absolutely, absolutely. It sounds like you're in good spirits. How's the knee doing? We know you came out of the game a little bit and then came back in.
It's doing a lot better. A little bit challenging on the game day, but I've been working on it since I got out, since the game was over. So it's definitely feeling a lot better, and I feel like I'll be ready for Sunday.
Awesome. Why don't you take a minute right now? Tell us what are you riding with Sky Motors? What did Brett Shoulder hook you up with? I'm sure it was something great.
Yeah, as always, he always had me riding in style. I mean, since I've actually got into the NFL, I mean, it's been 4 years I've been working with him. So right now he has me in the SRT Grand Cherokee. Before that, I was in the AMG Mercedes. So it's like every month he has something new for me, and that's the exciting part. Dealing with him, he has so many varieties of cars and so many different colors. So it's just like you could pick for anything that you want. And, he always show love, a lot of love when it comes down to that point.
Good stuff. So, Avonte, since you were drafted, in 18, we all know that living in Philly or wherever you live in New Jersey, it's certainly different. What's the experience been like for you to live in this area?
Yeah, it's totally different. When I first got drafted in 2018, I was actually in Philly, and it was tight. It was like it was the year before the year after they won the Super Bowl. So it was kind of like crazy in Philly. You walk around and you're like one of the draft picks, and everyone knows you. Like, oh, you got to hold up to it. You got to do this, do that, do this. Everyone, let me take a picture. So, it was definitely a cool time. And then after a while, I was like, I'm gonna move out to Jersey. I'm gonna check out. I've been asking guys around, like, hey, where should I go? To Jersey? They like, yeah. So me and Dallas up and left to Jersey. So now we in Jersey now, and it's been good. It's been good since I've been here. The atmosphere, just walking around and you being noticed by a lot of people, and that's something really new to me because back in college it was there, but it's really big when the whole city almost know you.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You and Dallas Goedert have a really cool relationship. You guys have been tight since you both came here. And then there was that, I don't know if people even know this, that Wawa commercial you guys did together where your personalities really came out. What's it like living with Dallas? And you had to have so much fun doing that. It looked like you guys were just like being yourselves in that commercial and just goofing off.
Yeah, literally, that's us probably every single day. I mean, like we go home, it probably don't stop laughing until you go to sleep. So, that's what we're always, high energy and cracking jokes or having fun. We finding something to get into, and definitely that commercial was definitely a right fit for us. And it had a lot of funny scenes in it, and it just fit us very well. So it was kind of just like second nature to us. We were just at home playing around again. So, doing that commercial was very fun. I got a chance to see it. I laugh at it every time I watch it. So, if I get a chance to look at it again, I'll probably laugh at it. And then we always do this little thing. We high five each other now because they wanted us to do that. So that's kind of funny too.
Avonte, let's go back to 2018. Geoff and I started doing our Eagle show here inside the Birds, and I remember we were trying to figure out who was going to play safety. It was against the Titans, and then voila, Jim Schwartz picked you to do it. What was that situation like? I don't even remember if you could tell us you played safety before, but it was an amazing story. When you're challenged like that as a rookie, what was that situation like?
So yeah, Rod had went down and we was kind of like, man, like who's going to play safety? We coming into the film room the next day, and I'm kind of like, well, I'll play it. I never played it, but I'm like, I'll learn it and I'll play it. I know I said it as a joke, and Coach Corey like, you're a little small, so you what? No. He's just like, nah. Then the next day I come in, he goes, "You're playing safety. You're coming in as you're coming in as the third safety." I'm like, okay. So I'm just sitting here watching a lot of film. Asking Rod all the questions. Asking Malcolm the questions. Trying to get a good lead on playing this new position. And I went out there first time ever playing safety and actually caught an interception at it. And I'm like, okay, like safety's kind of fun. So, it's definitely a pretty good time, being at my first time playing that position, coming in the NFL, grabbing my first interception in the NFL, playing safety. And, I had a good group of guys to learn from at the safety position. One's still here now, Rodney, and, Malcolm, he's with the Saints, but, he's definitely a great safety as well. So, I've just been learning as much as I can as time moves on.
It's amazing. I mean, this is your fourth year. You played, started off kind of slot corner, special teams. Then you were at safety. Then you were at outside corner. Now you're back in the slot again, having a really good year in the slot. So do you feel more comfortable now? I mean, I know it's good to be a movable piece, and I know it's they say in the NFL, the more you can do, the better off you are. But I think there's something that speaks to also comfort in your role and knowing what your role is.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the more, like you say, the more you can do, the better you are. And I mean, that's true. If you can move around different spots, you're just not a one-trick pony or whatever. But, but I will say, when you're able to get into a position and really get comfortable with it, and it starts to slow down for you, you start to know like what you'll get from there. You start to know what teams how like to attack you from that position and things like that. So, just being in the slot a lot longer, I've been playing it for a while, and, I really excelled in it. But, whatever they need me at here, I'm always willing to do. And I tell them guys that every single time. If y'all need me at safety, I'll go there. If you need me at corner, I'll go there. If you need me at nickel, I'll go there. If you need me at linebacker, I'll try to go there too. I might not give you that much from
Be careful what you ask for.
I know, right? but I say anywhere you need me in the back end, I'll go. But, like I said, if you know a lot of positions, you know how to play a lot of positions, that's good. But if you can really settle down in one, you can really become really good at it.
Avonte, you're coaching out by Jonathan Gannon, who's their new D coordinator. You had Jim Schwartz, for your first 3 seasons. What are some of the similarities and differences between both defensive coordinators?
Yeah, I mean, JG, he's a little bit more, I would say, in personality-wise, a little bit more calmer than Jim Schwartz. Jim Schwartz used to go at it. He used to scream and yell, but JG so far he's been a little bit calmer. But they're two different coaches. I'll say they run 2 different systems, 2 different schemes, and I like both of them at the same time. But right now I'm dealing with Jay-Z, and I believe JG is a good coach, and he puts us in position to make plays, and it's just for us to execute it. Like for example, the last game we just need to execute what we need to do. Just starting with myself before I got hurt. I mean, like there are certain calls he'll call, and I just have to make sure I line and sign in the right spot, just to execute the play. So, we always rocking with JG. We got everybody's back in our room, and we got everybody back with the coaching staff. So, we'll fix it up and get it going.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. I've tried to be unsuccessfully a little bit of a voice of reason for fans who are really frustrated with watching quarterbacks complete really high percentage of the passes. And, I've made me and Adam, we've made the point that that he has made schematic changes as far as mixing coverages compared to earlier in the year. 2, he made personnel changes at linebacker. 3, this last game against the Chargers, JG called more blitzes than he has all year long. So describe the frustration of really trying to make changes and not necessarily seeing the results, but also take us through his mindset, because people are saying he's being stubborn, but he's clearly trying to do different things to make the end result better. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, he definitely tried to do different things. And I mean, you've seen it there. Like you said, he blitzed a lot more. He tightened up, play a lot more man. But, at the end of the day, he can give us the call, put us in the right position. But we are the ones that have to execute, the guys that's on the field at the time. And, we just have to make sure we know situational football. And, we coach it that a lot. And, sometimes, the game just get flowing, and sometimes it gets away from you. But, you want to always have situational football inside your mind. So, like, if it's 3rd and short, you don't want to be off. You want to press it. And, that's just things that we watched on film, and we came in here to watch, and we were like, we know they stop at the sticks on 3rd down while we playing off, or while we backpedaling. Why don't we just sit there and just let them stop right in front of you? You can make a better play. So, like I said, it goes hand to hand. JG definitely changed it up, and it's just on us to execute it as well. So everything's just not on him. Everything is, we are all in this together, and it's one collective one. It's not one collective individual. It's everybody. So. We all working on new things. We came in, watched the film, we fixed our mistakes, and we're looking forward to the next game.
Avonte, I want to go back 2 weeks ago. Your guys' performance against the Lions on both sides of football was just incredible. But when you see your guys on offense roll over a defense like that, does that pump you guys up? Does it matter? Because you guys also ran pretty well against the Chargers, but that Lions game was pretty phenomenal in terms of running the football.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's what we want to do. You know, that's the goal. We want to get the ball back to our offense as much as possible. Them guys, you know, they've been playing really well these past 2 weeks and running the ball. I mean, they've been running it, and I mean, Boston Scott and Jordan, they're running Kenny. I mean, like they're just running downhill right now, and I can't even wait to see when Miles get back. You know, so these guys is definitely, and that offensive line is powerful. You know, them guys are going straight downhill. Not setting force at the line. You know, they pushing them back and things like that. And just watching the offense play right now is definitely fun to watch. You know, it definitely excites us. You know, because every time they score, it's like, oh, let's get the ball back to them. Let's see if they can do it again. So that's always the mindset, and us trying to create turnovers for them guys to be able to score.
Avonte, I know your roommate, Dallas, who we talked about, has talked publicly about his contract situation, and you're from that draft class where obviously Jordan Mailata has already got his extension, and Josh Sweat has got an extension. How do you feel about your situation? Do you want to be here for the long term? Have you guys talked about it yet? What do you see? Give us a little bit of a prediction of the future of what's going to happen here.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't talked to anyone here yet, but I've talked to Dallas, and I've always told him, if I would love to stay here, no matter what. I would love to be here. This is my first team I've came to. I love the organization. I love the fan. I love the city. I love the players on this team, and we always got a good connection and bond. Definitely, like I built one great friendship with Dallas, and me and Dallas always say, like, we're staying together now, but whenever we get the chance, whenever we move out, he said we're gonna get some land, build some land, and get 2 houses on there with a dirt trail so we can ride our ATVs back and forth. So, that'd be a nice goal if we both can stay here. So, I'm just looking, but right now I'm just focusing on the season, focusing on playing as well as I can play, and that'll all handle everything else at the end of the day. So right now I'm just not really even focused on the contract coming up. I'm definitely happy for the guys in our class that has gotten with Jordan and Sweaty. They definitely deserve it. 2 big time players for sure. And Dallas, hopefully Dallas next. He's definitely deserve it as well. I feel like he's probably the best tight end in the league in my eyes, because maybe I'm biased, but
a little bit,
a little bit. So so he has it all. I mean, he blocks and he catches, and so like you don't find a lot of tight ends that you can get to go down there and block one of these best ends, and then go out and catch a ball on the corner, because they can't check you with their linebackers. So.
Right.
He is definitely a great player. I'm excited to see what the future holds for him as well.
Yeah, real quick follow. I mean, do you sense that they want to get something done in this offseason?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like I said, I haven't talked to anyone. So, like I said, I really don't know yet. So that's why I say I'm just trying to play my best ball. And, if I keep playing my best ball, hopefully, I'll be hearing from them.
Avonte, let's get back to the defense in terms of, we know that you're playing inside now, but in terms of techniques and differences between Schwartz's defense and this one, are there any distinct differences from both schemes from your eyes?
Yeah, I mean, in this defense here, I mean, it's a lot more challenging at the nickel spot. You got to know a lot. I mean, it's every day you're almost like the quarterback of the defense out there when you're playing that nickel, and it's a lot you have to know. From knowing to telling, I got to orchestrate everything. I got to make sure I got everybody on the right end when it comes to dealing with the corners or the linebackers or the safeties if I'm calling out the coverage. So it always kind of starts with me. I mean, it definitely, all the other roles are definitely big as well. Them guys always help me out in the back end. If they see something, they say something. So, but at the end of the day, I'm always, trying to tell them, the light going off. I'm like, why is the light going off?
This is like the Super Bowl when the Ravens played the Niners. There you go.
Yeah, the light going off. So like it's a lot more challenging in JG's defense. You got a lot more you got to know and handle it. But with Schwartz, it was kind of it was a more of a set defense on, like, I know it was going to be called, and I didn't have to really worry about it as much at the nickel because we had our safeties would usually be down and they'd be calling it or anything like that, unless I'm working with the corner. But here you just got a lot more coverages, so you have to know.
So as a nickel defender who play in a predominantly zone scheme, you must be kind of happy about sort of the crackdown for the RPOs on the illegal men downfield, because you're one of the more targeted players in those RPO situations, right?
Yeah, definitely. RPO is huge. I mean, it's always signs and tendencies I kind of look at for the RPO game. I mean, it mostly comes out of the 2x2s, and definitely if the back is to you, and sometimes I look at things like, is the back deep or things like that, and that shows a really good RPO look, and they'd be able to fake it and be looking right at you to see if you're running in, or if you're inside on that guy on the slant, or if you inside and he can run the bubble and get a few yards or things like that. So the RPO game is definitely big in the zone defenses. So we just gotta keep working on that each and every week.
I don't know if you've dug into Denver's offense yet, but they are really super deep at wide receiver. Do you look when you I guess they show it because you're watching the tape, but do you go in each week and say, okay, this is probably going to be my guy? How do you approach each week in the matchups when you go into a particular game?
Yeah, I mean, when I'm watching, I don't start off with the guys that that's out there. I mean, I watch some guys a little bit later during the week, but I like to look at like formations and basically like 2x2 sets or 3x3 sets. What do you get out of 11 personnel? What do you get out of 12 personnel? Because at the end of the day, they're going to have guys in there that run certain routes. Like this guy runs deep all the time, or this guy runs short intermediate routes all the time, or this guy runs a lot of outs. But, you'll start getting them. You'll start knowing what they're running from, watching the formation sets. And they switch it up and they change it up. They try to hide it so many ways. But at the end of the day, it all shows up the same before they hike the ball. So, I try to look at that as much as I can. And then once I'm looking at that, I'm noticing who's there. Is it KJ Hamler, or is it Judy, or is it these guys there? And then at the end of the day, now I start watching, okay, how does this guy release? How does this guy moves? And things like that near the end. So I try to get a big head start on like formation wise, just playing the game within the game when I'm watching the film. So
sure. Hey, the last one from me, Avonte. I mean, you're from Detroit, right? So it was big to go back a couple weeks ago, get that win there. I'm wondering, because that to me is sort of like the same, probably a passionate city, blue collar city like Philly. Does being from Detroit allow you to kind of understand the Philadelphia fan a little more? I know some athletes have come in here and for all different teams and just kind of struggle with the connection and don't get all the quote unquote negativity and everything. But Detroit's sports teams have had some tough times too.
Yeah.
So do you kind of relate to the fan here?
Yeah, we had some tough times in Detroit. We was having some tough times when I was in high school as well, in college and things like that. But the fans, I will say this: the fans here in Philly are way more passionate. I will say they're into it, and they'll let you know when you ain't doing right. They're not gonna hide it or shy away. So, but they love you. They'll be the ones that tell you this, but they won't let anybody else say nothing about you. So,
that's right.
they're like that big brother for you. So, you're playing good. We just got to make sure we start winning some games, so everybody could be happy and we can please everybody here in the city.
Awesome. All right. I know before we get you out of here, you're doing some work with Hers.
Yeah, actually I am. So I partner with Hers with the game day flavors. So like on the game days, on like the Thursday game, if we don't have a Thursday game, or even yesterday Monday night game, I would probably grab it like a sandwich or like maybe like a pretzel or things like that. But I always got to go with my Hers chips. They got these nice flavored tailgate taco chips. That's probably my favorite ones. And my second favorite one would probably be the buffalo wing ones. They like ripple. They kind of like I don't know if you have any, like they're kind of like waves in them. So the ripple kind. So like them are my favorite kind. Then they have the cheese, like these cheese puff ones as well, 7 flavor ones. So whenever I start watching a game on Monday or Thursday, I always grab my chips and I'm ready to go.
Listen,
So
I got a
when you
secret
get a
stash,
chance, you
so
got
I
to
know
make
what
sure.
you're talking about.
Yeah, man. I'm about to say, if you ain't had them yet, make sure you grab. Make sure everybody gets some. So I got enough.
Awesome. Avonte, we thank you so much for joining. Ah, man, we wanted to ask you about Pitt and Kenny Pickett. Maybe we'll have you
Ooh.
back on sometime around because he's lighting
I'll
it up,
say
isn't he?
Heisman Trophy winner right there.
Right, right.
Hey, I actually got Kenny. His first game was my last game of my senior
Oh,
year against Miami, ranked number 2. We put him out there and he had a ball. I mean, he definitely won us that game, and he was diving for the pylons, and it was all history
wow.
after that.
Yeah, he's making
So
himself
he's
a lot of
definitely
money
playing
this
really
year.
well. Yes, he is.
Awesome. So again, thank you, Avonte, for joining us. I want to say a big thanks to Brett Shoulder and Sky Motor Cars. You can go to skymotorcars.com or head out to Westchester, PA, and tell them Adam and Geoff sent you, and you'll get a great deal. So again, thanks to Avonte Maddox. For Adam Caplan, I'm Geoff Mosher. You've been watching Inside the Birds TV. Have a great one, everybody.